When you live your life by your values, life is good. You feel happy, you feel fulfilled. And when you dishonour them, you feel low and unhappy. It's as simple as that. So what are values? Well, basically, values are who we are. And they're not who we want to be, and they aren't moral in any way. It's not just Nelson Mandela and Mother Teresa that have values. We all have them. And we usually live our lives by about 4 or 5 of what you call core values. Core values are the non-tangible things that we must have in our lives to feel happy and fulfilled. Your core values might be integrity, risk-taking, growth, connection. Someone else's might be fun, striving, autonomy, security. Everyone's set of values is completely unique. And when you discover them and you work out the order with which they're important to you, you have the most amazing blueprint for life. So why do we want to be aware of our values? So when we're at peace, we're happy and fulfilled, it's because we're living life according to our true values. We'll be making big and small decisions in line with these, so you can use your knowledge of your values to make decisions about the kind of work which will make you happy and fulfilled. Also, if you're unhappy or stressed, it's because you're dishonouring a value in some way. Knowing your own personal values helps you to see what you can do about situations that are making you unhappy. For example, why your current work might not be making you feel good. Also, knowing your values gives you an insight into why you take each action and why other people in the workplace and outside take different actions. And most importantly, knowing your values allows you to act with purpose. Finding your purpose takes away your fear and stops you being tossed around by external circumstances. So, how do you uncover these values? Because I bet you're all really wanting to know what yours are. Now, there's lots of different ways to do it, but my favourite way is to start inside with yourself, rather than outside with a list of possible values. So in this video, I'm going to invite you to think about a time when you were feeling absolutely great. A peak moment, if you like. A time when you were happy, when you were fulfilled. It can be quite a specific, short piece of time, like a family get-together, or a longer period, maybe such as some time you spent overseas. So I invite you to put yourself back there. What was happening then? What was going on for you? What was it about that experience that made you feel so great? What was making you so happy? What was making you so fulfilled? Jot a few ideas down on the peak moment handout below, or you can represent your memories in a much more interesting and creative way if you want. Then I invite you to look at what you've created and see if you can draw out some core values that you were honouring at the time. Look for the energy hit of finding one. When I did this exercise, I remembered a time when I lived in a rural community in Zimbabwe. I loved it. So my values shone through and I was able to pull out from this experience 3 of my top values. Human connection, fun, and learning. So, can you find 3 or more values in your experience? Take your time. Look at what you've written or drawn. What values can you see being honoured? And if you like, you can repeat the exercise with a different time and different experience until you've got maybe 5 to 8 possible core values. So now you'll want to test these out. Are they really your values? So I invite you to download the values clarification sheet below and one by one ask yourself the questions on the right hand side about each value. Be quite strict with yourself about asking the questions as they appear, exactly with that wording. The wording is designed to deepen your understanding. So what does this value provide you with? Sorry, what does this value provide me with? That's the first question. What must I I do in order to experience this value? What must happen in order to experience this value? That means what has to happen externally to me, e.g. people need to want to spend time with me. Again, take your time and keep asking my favourite coaching question, what else? What else? What else? Don't rush. When I do this work with individual clients, it can take weeks. So this is definitely a work in progress. As you're asking the questions, if the answers come easily and you find yourself saying some pretty deep and meaningful things like, oh, this value provides me with a feeling of being truly authentic, or it provides me with a sense of that I matter, it probably is your value. If it feels like wading through treacle, it probably isn't. I promise you, you'll know. And as you work, you might want to change the name of the value that you originally thought. The name you finally decide on for each value needs to really resonate with you. It needs to sing to you. And finally, on the left-hand side on the sheet, you'll see a column including the score. Score yourself with the date you're doing it on a scale of 1 to 10, with 0 being not at all and 10 being totally. So the question is, how far am I honouring this value today? And that's it. You now probably have between 3 and 8 core values, which you must have in your life to feel happy and fulfilled. Pretty useful, eh? So enjoy it. Take your time. Finding out your core values is one of the most profound and life-changing exercises I do with my clients. And I really hope it can be for you too.